Oh, I was on.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Idle Musings of the Nerd Mind. And we have some fun special guests tonight. John, please tell us about who you are.
Hey there.
That was smooth.
Smooth entrance there.
I don't know, someone's trying to rob me. It's weird.
my second time, luckily enough, my second time to be on here. Thanks for having me, filmmaker. And yeah, always happy to be on and muse about nerdy things. It's a very good time for nerds.
Well, plug what you're doing right now. You have an amazing documentary out there.
Yeah. So I've basically been in festival season with my film Lightning in a Bottle, a Festival Story, which is about a music festival that me and 20 really good friends of mine went to back in 2016. Right. And in the pandemic, when everything shut down, I decided to revisit that footage and talk to everybody and see how we've grown since then and kind of have an experiential type immersive documentary that makes you feel like you're at the festival. So yeah, it's been doing the festival rounds, and now we're trying to figure out how to release it and put it out into the world. So yeah, it's been a really fun ride.
So are you going to South by Southwest? Because when is that happening, Joy?
It is. It's on for sure.
But when?
March.
Oh, March. Okay. Mm-hmm. But you're going to be there, John, right?
No, unfortunately not. I wish I could be there for it. I mean, you never know. I mean, March is still a ways away, so but my film won't be there, but hopefully, as if fate has it, I'll be there because it's always fun. When I went to UT, I would go every year. So, back in the day, that was my go-to festival for sure. So
right. It's funny. I kept talking to you like you hadn't been there, or like you were a guest and you went to UT. I'm like, this guy. Anyway, read, kids. Learn how to read better. So, I messed up. Anyway, Joy, give us what, girl? Tell us what's going on.
I am the third string call-in for this podcast. So y'all don't expect too much from me. I'm a mid-level yellow belt nerd. So listen, but no, it's gonna be fun. I know Richard. I love Richard. We work events. That's how we know each other. I'm in Austin.
But you're like the biggest nerd ever. I mean, you completely put me in my place one time when I was like, I am playing this, and you're like, oh, are you on this level? And I'm like, whoa.
Y'all, I did bring.
What just happened? Wow! Yay! Oh my God!
Wow!
And you are more than qualified. You are more than qualified.
I'm trying to see if I have any in my Star Wars.
Goodness. Anything you want to plug, any nonprofits you're working with in Austin, let me know now so we can put it out there, lady. Nothing?
Dude, I mean, I have my own business. My primary business now since the pandemic is supporting women-owned businesses. And most of my clients these days are in California, LA area. Mostly women of color. So it's just been awesome to be able to help them expand. I've kind of pivoted my event planning, project management skills to operation support for small businesses. So that's what I do. Yeah.
It's kind of hard for service industry people as well as event planners and hotels.
Yeah. I mean, it's coming back in this market for sure.
Yeah.
But it's not what it was. So it's wild to see how a lot of venues are like not even around anymore. Like, oh yeah, we can go. It's like closed. So yeah.
It's not just Austin, because I have my pulse on both. John, I don't know if you know, my business is in Austin. But even in Denver, it's coming back slowly. But yeah. Anyway, it's going to happen. I'm going back to college.
Yay!
Yay! Human services, baby.
So excited.
Learn how to throw like a metaverse.
You're gonna need a backpack. Ooh, I have one you should get. Ooh. You should get this backpack.
I'm ready.
Look
at you. Oh my goodness. See?
I got props for y'all. That's all I got.
Oh my God. I love it. And anyway, my co-host, I was at their wedding on Saturday. Jeez. Amazing. Way too many New York people in a good way. I was just like, oh my God, am I like home? I mean, I'm not from New York, but the honesty. The honesty.
I'm from New York, so I understand. Yes.
I love it. Well, John's in New York.
Oh, are you?
Yeah, I'm
Where
in
are you
Brooklyn.
Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Of course you are. I know. I was like, I know.
Yeah, we were talking about the wedding and love them. Beautiful wedding at the Butterfly Pavilion, and
so nice.
I couldn't be happier. So anyway, they're on their honeymoon. So
yay!
Yeah, anyway. But the first thing we kind of want to talk about is, okay, what have y'all seen so we can like get there? Nice. John, what have y'all seen?
Wow, there's a lot going on now, obviously, but I am keeping up with She-Hulk. That's 3 episodes in. House of Dragon is 3 episodes in.
Right on.
And so I'm caught up with that. And then Lord of the Rings, which just came out, 2 episodes deep, and I'm pretty captivated by it, to be honest. So it's a good time to be a nerd for sure.
Good to know.
It's beautiful.
Legit. There's a lot of great content coming out.
Yeah.
I was waiting to see how the Lord of the Rings is going to be. So I was like, I'm hearing good things. So now I'm like, all right, I'll take a look. Cause they could have messed it up. I ain't got time for that. So
you're busy. We're all busy, but you know what? I'm going to do it. I don't care.
Like, these beautiful experiences.
Even if it's bad, I'm right there. So, I know you haven't seen it. Maybe you have. Lower Decks. Star Trek.
I love me some Star Trek. I haven't watched Lower Decks, so
I haven't laughed at it. They make fun of themselves. But like the whole time, like if you are a Trekkie and you know what's going on, they're so making fun of themselves. And
I love it.
Worf is making fun. He's like, I don't talk about it. The Klingons at one point did not have that.
Right.
It's so much fun. It's so much fun. But in the Bajorans, and anyway, I don't know. John, are you a Trekkie or not really?
I used to be, not as much anymore.
The new content.
Have you seen Strange New Worlds or no?
Yes. Heck yes.
It's going back to it. Like everybody who was complaining, they're not complaining.
No.
Because it's like old Star Trek. But it's
great of the old with like obviously everything. It's supposed to be older, but everything's real polished and shiny but it's
I mean you gotta
they did a great
job.
You gotta kind of make it cute. You can't make you can't be like this. There you go, Enterprise, Scruffy. Because that was horrible. Oh my God, it hurt my feelings.
Bar is so high, like
that hurt my feelings. I was like, why does it have to? Anyway, we're gonna go forward. We're talking about She-Hulk. See, this is why people don't have to do this.
Okay. I was supposed to say I am Groot. I am Groot.
Oh my God, you saw some of She-Hulk. None of it.
I did. I caught up because you said we were going to talk about it. I was like,
okay.
Let me all right. Watch episode 2 and 3 now. So
all right. Okay. So we're gonna go with John first.
Okay.
Nice.
We're gonna go down to you.
So all right. John. So are we just discussing like our general thoughts on it, or or the spoiler details? Do we care about spoilers?
Spoiler alert. Now we can talk about everything.
Spoiler alert. Okay. For me, like I'm into this show like really, really wanting to love it, and I'm enjoying like lots of parts of it,
Yeah.
And I think I'm not sure like if I know what it's going to settle into yet, but I think it's starting to settle into maybe what it's going to be fully in that last episode.
It's starting to go there.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. It's starting to find like, I guess the balance of what it's going to be like episode to episode, like a court case and, an offshoot court case, a little bit of She-Hulk action, some comedy, some
great cameos.
Yeah. Some good cameos. Of course, everybody like gravitates towards the most like kind of meme-worthy, newsworthy moment, which is the after credit scene, the dance.
Yes, I do appreciate them dropping that in. That makes, feels like home.
Which it's like one thing I tried to like explain or think about it as is that I think Marvel made a decision that they know that they've got to appeal to a much larger audience now, and they don't care about just appeasing one niche part of their audience that they've been appeasing the whole time. They're widening and they don't care who's on board or not. They're just like opening it up. And I love that aspect of it. I love how kind of fresh and weird and kind of new it feels. So, I'm like cautiously optimistic still, I'm with it, so I'll be watching it week for sure.
Yeah.
So has this phase, John, has it let you down slightly? Or a lot? Or what happened?
I don't know if it's let me down. There's been movies that have let me down. Like I didn't love Thor like I wanted to love Thor. I think that there was just something about knowing that it wasn't going to take itself seriously and then there not being any stakes. Like Ragnarok was fresh, whereas this just kind of felt like we knew what we were kind of in store for. So it didn't feel as fresh. But, I actually really liked Eternals. I was one of the few that liked that. So
totally.
Yeah, Shang-Chi. And then, of course, we know Wakanda Forever is going to kind of bring it home.
Oh, listen.
We know.
November.
Yeah.
November.
So I'm fully appreciative. I don't want to just shit on Marvel because I think what they've done is so amazing, and I don't know how you keep because phase 1 was pretty basic. It just had a basic storyline. You knew who the main antagonist that they were going to end up facing off against was, and it told a simple story and built to it in that way. Whereas now everything is so wide open. There's Celestials now. It's insane now. So you can't expect everyone to love everything, and I think they knew there was going to be a point where they weren't going to have a squeaky clean, perfect, everybody loves everything kind of, I don't know. I'm on board still. I love what they're doing. There's been movies I've really liked in phase 4. And I just think, Ryan Coogler's really going to bring it home with Wakanda Forever. And everyone's going to forget about any disappointment that they had with phase 4. They'll be right there. So,
yeah, I think it's insane right now, like the hate. But okay, can we talk about how She-Hulk, with all the hate that came out, when you look at the different tweets and everything,
right?
A lot of it's from the people who were being hateful, and they're just like this. I see you,
right? And we're going to put it in the show. Actually, thank you very much for your content.
Right, thank you for that because now we're stronger. I'm like, all right, get it.
On me, haters. Sorry,
okay.
It's the same thing with a lot of stuff right now, though. I mean, I feel like Lord of the Rings and House of Dragon, as soon as they see it, as soon as they see a black face in a fantasy, they're just like, whoa, is this historically accurate? And it's just dude, there's dragons. That none of it's accurate.
Black people and dragons don't mix.
Talk about all this.
Don't do it. I mean, but they have black Vulcans. Okay, anyway. We don't
have black Vulcans. I'm a black Vulcan. Thank you very much.
Okay, Joy, tell us what's going on with She-Hulk and you. Come on, bring it.
Okay, thank you, Richard, for my homework. I have watched episode 1, and I was like, okay, I don't know. Did love the Eve song at the end. Okay, they're killing it with the music.
Okay, all right. Go on, get it.
Oh man, the twerking scene, fabulous. But I mean, I appreciate a woman's voice in that arena as a lawyer, having to deal with white male patriarchy, You know, like if I could Hulk out and beat someone's ass, you know what I mean? Like as a woman, that's like having that platform is I appreciate that. But I agree with you, John. Like I'm like, where are we going with this? You know.
Okay. All right.
But it does. It definitely is starting to settle in a little bit.
Do you think it's starting to get like a little bit serious? Because like at one point, like one guy was like trying to get blood from her, and you heard at the very beginning versus like, no, her blood is dangerous. It turns people into monsters and this, that, and the other. And they're like, the boss will not be happy. So who's that boss? I wonder.
Yeah, there you go. That's where you see, like, okay, we're digging into the storyline now, like,
right?
You know,
there's 9 episodes. It's not 6, but they're only 30 minutes apiece. So.
Yeah,
that's true. That's true.
But there's 9. There better be 9 or more. I'm just saying.
Wait for you to call somebody.
I'm like,
do you have any ideas? Do you have any theories who that could be? Did you read the comics?
I did.
Let's
did you read the comics, Joy, or no? No. Okay, I did.
I rely on you for that.
I love She-Hulk, and it was always funny. She broke the fourth wall all the time.
That part.
Go ahead.
I love that, breaking the fourth wall. I love it. I just love it.
Well, this episode, I think they did it amazingly. Anyway, they kind of put it out of order. Like the first episode was not supposed to be the first episode. And it was, it's so weird. But anyway, I think they did it really well. And I think you could tell the episodes that they're super comfortable in. And they're like, we got this. We're going to go forward. But in the comic book, she does it all the time. And a really crazy thing is everyone wants to say, oh, it was Deadpool first. And I'm like, so do you read comic books? And they're just like,
come on.
It was She-Hulk. She-Hulk was the first person. I mean, even being aware of the writer of the comic book, it was just insane. Like, it was an insane fun. To me, it was fun. Comic book. But at the same time, and a lot of people are upset because they're like, oh, Daredevil's going to be silly. I'm like, okay, well, let's just, look at it. He's in She-Hulk. If She-Hulk was in Avengers, completely different, Yeah. And if he is a little silly, good, because he was a little silly and No Way Home.
The show has a tone. Yeah, the show has its own tone. Yeah,
definitely. Oh, it's very silly. I'm gonna just say. When she's all talking about Captain America, like whether or not you're like, are you the whole? Anyway, I digress.
That's been a conversation for a while. Okay. I think John can tell you, it's like, did he? Anyway, she's a lawyer. She's trying to get some info, and she helped everybody. And I think Kevin Feige is like, okay, this is my list of stuff. Can we address it and be done with it? Anyway, it's been great to me. Blonsky, how do y'all feel about him? Y'all go for it.
About who? Say again.
Abomination.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the Crocs. You had me at the Crocs. I'm sorry.
Yeah. That was a good moment. Yeah, stepping out of the Crocs.
I was like, no, they didn't put him in Crocs. Yes, they did.
How gentle. He was so gentle.
I know.
I mean, the wives, the harem of like wives.
Yes.
Weird. Yes. Yeah, it's like, do they worship Tim Roth or do they worship Abomination? Like, what is
they worship both?
As they should. I mean,
oh my God! Can we say Midsummer? Can we say it? I don't know if you've seen that horror movie, but
for sure.
Oh my God, that movie. Anyway, it reminded me of it. I haven't laughed that hard in a long time.
I mean, hopefully the show goes to some crazy places, because I think
think it will.
I feel like it will too. I totally do. I mean,
go all the way. Just be weird. Be your weird.
Just be weird. Just embrace it.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they have Frogman in it, so they're going there.
Okay.
Oh no, he's been in comic books, and you're just like this.
So who do you think was trying to get the blood then? Who do you think is
Yeah, that thank you for redirecting.
Okay. Thank you. Getting back to it. So I think it's the leader, Samuel Stearns from the Incredible Hulk movie. If you saw at one point where it was God, what's his name? He was in Fight Club. What's his name?
Edward Norton.
Yes. So he was the first, one, Bruce Banner. And it was Samuel Stearns. He's like, I have your blood, I cloned it. And he's like, no. You have to get rid of this. And it was wasn't it the fight in Brooklyn or the Bronx?
I can't remember.
I'm gonna vote
I think
for
it was
Bronx.
Brooklyn. I got it. It
was probably Brooklyn.
I got it. So I think it was Brooklyn.
I'm Groot.
All right. Thank you, Joy. Thank you. But no, seriously, I really think it was Brooklyn, and it was Samuel Stern, and
that sounds good.
The leader. Yeah. It's gonna be. I think it's gonna be the leader, or Fontaine, Julia Dreyfus. I think it's gonna be her.
Oh wow.
Or possibly. Oh my goodness, what's his name? He just passed. William Hurt. He was. What? Who was his character again? I know he was Ross. It was Ross. I think it's him. I don't know how they're going to do that though. So I really think it's the leader. Some people are like, it's the power broker from Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. What do y'all think? Those are
better guesses than I would have had for sure.
Yeah, totally.
What would you have guessed, y'all?
I don't know.
I'm gonna go with your first thought though, because that sounds solid. That it's the person who wants to like clone from the blood. Like, what's the motivation? Like, I need to get that blood so that I can make more Hulks.
And they're tying in Abomination, so it has to do with that same storyline. It probably has something to do with it. So,
good point.
Right.
Good point.
And I think y'all are right on that, because I'm really thinking the Hulk didn't get enough love. And I think Kevin Feige and everybody's just like, y'all, come on. I mean, they even made fun of it. Like, Bruce was talking, the Hulk, Smart Hulk was talking about, he goes, oh my God, I'm such a different person back then. Yeah. I like this. Do it.
Right,
you got it.
But also the whole subplot with him being on the spaceship going somewhere.
Right. He's going to Sakaar from Ragnarok, Thor Ragnarok. So
that's why I think because they had Asgardian weapons.
Well, I think it might happen, but I think it's going to be Scar, his son, because I think he got with some of the ladies there. and I think it's going to be War Hulk or whatever it's called. Anyway, it's going to happen.
Okay.
Yeah, I think a very watered down version of it. I mean, I don't think it's going to go there, because if it does, it's going to kill a couple of people we need right now.
When they announced the different phases, like how it's going to play out, they're building towards Secret Wars, right? Or the Kang Dynasty.
It's going to happen because they're doing Secret Wars with Nick Fury. Awesome. And that's why he's been in space. But I don't know who's a part of it. I think it's like Monica Rambeau from
Awesome.
WandaVision. She's going to be a part of it because her mom passed away of cancer. You know,
Interesting.
I don't know. I think it's because it's the Skrulls, but it's weird because in Captain Marvel they showed the Skrulls as almost like slaves. You know, like people who are, they don't have a lot. They're poor. They're just trying to, you know, get through and what have you. And the Kree are just like screwing with them. You know?
Do you think that could have to do with She-Hulk? Do you think that Skrulls could be in She-Hulk?
I really do. I think it can because, you know, maybe it's a far stretch because She-Hulk always took the place of the Thing. Whenever the Thing is like, I can't do it right now, they're like, okay, She-Hulk, come on out. And she's like, I'm the muscle. You know? And I love that.
The Fantastic Four?
Yeah, the Fantastic Four. She
right?
was taking him to the Thing when he had to do something else. And
when he was on vacation? What?
Say it again.
Was he on vacation?
Hey, but the Fantastic Four and the Kree and the Skrull,
yeah,
right there, because that's their connection and the negative zone. So there's some good things happening. You know, Kang and what have you. Ant-Man's gonna be fantastic.
He's great.
I guess my last thing on She-Hulk is, where do you see it going? Because a couple of people are super confused right now. Where do you see it going? What, Joy? Let's start with you, and then you, John.
No, I'm going to John. I'm passing that to John.
I mean, I'd like
Christmas.
to see her have to be challenged with her as the She-Hulk, like have to learn how to balance being this badass hero, you know, and because she had that little quick face-off with Jamila in the first episode,
right?
That was so quick. It who was she, you know? So
right.
Yeah, I would like to see her, you know. The court case stuff is great and it makes for good comedy and everything, but yeah, it would be nice to see her start to be tested and have to be the She-Hulk and grapple with her strength and be tested in that way. So I'd love to see it head in that direction. And you know, maybe the Abomination is involved, but that might be too predictable. So hopefully some guesses of some of those villains could be some nice a nice twist.
That's a good point, John. I think definitely I would love seeing her feeling more grounded and finding her voice and strength in that. And I feel like that's definitely, they're paving that to happen, because right now she's just like, I don't want this. You're just like,
she got better. She's getting better.
She's getting there. I think that's part of the journey, right?
Yeah. And I think it's going to get better, but Titania is, if you look at the comic books, so this is where I'm coming from, the comic books, but I'm not like one of those nerds that's like, it has to be this way. It has to, you know.
That wasn't in the comic. You have to do it exactly the same way.
I'm like, okay, sure. It doesn't always translate, but Dr. Doom made Titania. He made her. Wow. I mean, she was like this frail little thing, and he's just like, all right, I'll do it. And he did it during Secret Wars. And I'm talking about like the Secret Wars where Spider-Man got his first black suit. That Secret Wars, not the new one, which is fine. I like it, you know. But yeah, I think it's going to be something kind of crazy, kind of fun. And I'm all right with it. I'm here for it. Actually.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if she joins the Avengers or what she's, you know, how they're going to utilize her in the other movies.
Yeah, and real quick, Thunderbolts. Can we say they're setting it up real quick? It's going to be awesome. It's going to be the new Black Widow. It's going to be U.S. agents. It's going to be, I think, Blonsky or Abomination.
Okay.
I think it's going to be Zemo. Absolutely. He's going to be a part of it.
Really?
Yeah, and the rumors are that Elena, the new Black Widow, is supposed to be leading it. So,
yeah.
So I need to just come to you for the scoop. Like, I don't know what's wrong with me. I just be like, Richard, what's going on? What's going on?
What about Haley Steinfeld's character from Hawkeye?
Oh no, she's leading in this. I think she's like the bad version of Nick Fury.
Oh.
And she's like trying to get her group together, which would be the Thunderbolts.
Wow.
And I think it's going to be something fantastic. I think it's going to be fun. It's going to be Marvel's version of the Suicide Squad. And I'm here for it. I'm like, bring it. Because come on. All of them. Like, Abomination has been making me laugh this whole time.
Yeah, Tim Roth is
like, namaste. Oh, by the way, namaste. I'm like, really?
Stop it. I wrote a haiku.
Don't even get me started. Anyway, I love it. On to the next thing, because Jimmy, Christmas. Okay. On to the next thing. Let's talk about Lord of the Rings. Or which one do y'all want to talk about? Which one have y'all seen?
So from here, y'all are going to be just sharing your knowledge with me because I haven't seen these two yet.
Okay.
But I'm intrigued. So.
Well, in all fairness, it was, last minute. So, but so John, what are you thinking?
With Lord of the Rings?
Either or, which one do you want to discuss?
Yeah. I mean, we can start with Lord of the Rings. So, I started it like really late. I think the night it came out, just thinking, let me get a peek. I'll finish it tomorrow when I have time.
Right.
And I wasn't honestly really expecting to love it. I was kind of skeptical.
Really?
But I was open-minded.
Thank you very much.
But I was a little skeptical going in. And then honestly, like the scenery, the attention to detail, the acting, it really roped me in, and I found myself staying up until like 3 a.m. or more. Just I finished both episodes, and I was just like,
wow,
really captivated. Honestly, like, yeah, they're starting something, and there's mystery. Their world building, so it's taking its time, which I love, because a lot of these Marvel shows are so fast paced, and I think this show is just taking its time, and it doesn't care if it needs to take time to just have a scene play out, and that's so refreshing to just see characters just having scenes together. And honestly, not to jump back and forth too much, but that's what I'm liking about House of Dragon too, is it seems like they're taking to basics, like the first Game of Thrones, the first season of Game of Thrones. So yeah, we're really spoiled right now. I mean, I think with Lord of the Rings, they're leaning into the stuff that makes Lord of the Rings really epic, which is like life and death decisions all the time, and just this epic scale, the battle between evil and light, and dark and light, and just trying to decide what to do with your life, what to devote your life to. Just it's dealing with a lot of big stuff, and maybe with different character perspectives that's annoying some of the more loyal fans, but I'm here for it. I'm totally enjoying it.
Thank you.
You can't be everywhere. It's always going to be that way. It's always. Right.
Yeah, it just annoys me a little bit that people are like, it is not this, and I'm like, dude, just not everything translates. I mean, not even Sandman.
But when you're coming from a book, do you know what I mean? Like, especially if you've read it, that's in your mind. That's how you saw it. That's interpretation. It's not gonna be what's in your brain.
That's your perception of how it should have been. And now you're disappointed, and now you're gonna I don't know, do whatever you do.
And the thing that bothers me honestly the most is I'm watching these shows and I'm like, I mean, these shows are so white, like they're incredibly white shows. Like
you are correct.
It's like 95% of the cast is white people. Come on.
This is why I want to say, like, the content that's coming out that has so many people of color or women of color as leads or women as leads, you're just like, oh, dang.
Yeah.
But this is wonderful. And John, I'll let you finish.
Sorry.
So no,
yeah.
I'm just excited.
I'm curious where it's headed. I think that the aesthetic pays tribute to people who are fans of Lord of the Rings, even Peter Jackson's ones. I think the music and the world building is similar, and it feels like of a piece with the original Peter Jackson trilogy pre-Hobbit, because Hobbit I think got off the rails a little bit, but I think I think they're onto something. It's the most expensive show ever made, and you can tell it feels like it. So I just wish there were more opportunities to watch stuff like this in a movie theater, because I would totally go watch like the series.
It's gorgeous.
Something because
it's that needs to be on a big screen with all that imagery. It sounds like it's so rich and lush, like that big surround sound and
well, no, I hope like at some point we can absolutely see that. But I don't. Oh my goodness! So, spoiler alert. That is Sauron,
I'm not sure.
That is him or his master.
Oh.
I think it is Sauron. I think it's Sauron or somebody related to Sauron, or maybe Saruman. Because there's because remember whenever the Harfoot girl, whenever she was walking on the fire towards him in the crater, she was saying it was kind of cool. It's like she was saying it wasn't hot.
I did see that scene that you sent me, Richard. I saw that scene.
Yeah, so it's like whenever they're close to Sauron's energy, there's flames and there's fire and molten lava, but it's not hot, right? It's like that Gandalf scene whenever he burns the ring and he hands it to Frodo, and he's like, "It's quite cool,"
Yeah.
Wow. So I think that's the clues that they're dropping that it probably is Sauron, because like the fireflies died, and it's like this mysterious energy that they don't know where he's from or what he's trying to do, but it seems like it has some dark energy around it. So
do you think the proto-hobbit basically, do you think she is going to become I don't know, like the first orc or something like that? Do you think he will turn her into that?
Ooh.
I mean, I don't know.
I don't think so. I think they're gonna have to get away from him somehow. I think they're gonna escape because they seem innocent. They're just like looking for an adventure.
They're scared.
They're scared too, which I think is a really cool theme that they're playing with. That these really innocent people who are going to take care of whoever lands at their doorstep. They're literally taking care of the person who might bring an end to their whole world.
Right.
I think that's a really kind of dark, but kind of interesting theme.
Are they hobbits? They're hobbits?
They're pre-hobbits. Yeah.
They're pre-hobbits, like right before because the hobbits didn't come in till the Second Age. Am I?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure if I'm correct about that. I'm sure
that sounds right.
So
correct.
They're basically hobbits. They're basically
okay. They're ancestors of hobbits, maybe. Yes. Gentle hobbits.
They're a little. I guess you.
Because I don't think hobbits can really be corrupted. They can't really be corrupted. You know what I mean? It's
hobbits can't. But I wonder if these.
The Harfoots.
Oh, that's what you're saying.
I wonder if they can, and that's why I'm wondering. It's like, or is he going to twist them into this absolutely horrible thing, almost like Gollum?
Yeah,
but worse.
You're right, because I think that there's a difference because they could become goblins, because it seems like goblins are
goblins. Goblins. No,
yes.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I think so. But were goblins elves that were twisted?
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
I wasn't sure.
You're right.
But
or is that orcs? It could be goblins.
I get a little confused because there's so much more.
That's what's interesting about this, though, is they're showing us how it's going to kind of build up to that. So
Yeah.
I think that's the point of this series, hopefully, is to show us like how Middle Earth became how we kind of know it.
Yeah.
I'm so proud.
Yeah.
I'm so proud of them.
Yeah.
I
Doing
have
it.
faith
Doing
again.
it.
Girl. I love it. You're like, oh my goodness. Okay, so we're about to go to the House of Dragons.
Yeah, it's
Drag
just
it down.
funny because it's like it kind of feels like a heavyweight fight, right? Like each week we're gonna be judging these rounds, like who got round 1, who got round 2.
Of the different shows, or just like the
Plus
different...
House of Dragon and Lord of the Rings.
People are already doing that. They're just like this again. Lord of the Rings, just like this, and I'm like, can't we enjoy all of it?
Listen,
so
can we
different.
also just acknowledge that we have this much to watch that is good?
I know.
Thank you.
I mean, amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I'm that kid who grew up with like Dungeons and Dragons, the cartoon, and I'm like,
And
oh my
it was
god,
ratchet. It was all
oh my god, Jesus, thank you. Maybe I'm too like positive and excited about it, but I'm talking about like Titans. I'm talking about like all of it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just excited to see it. If it sucks, it sucks, you know. But at least it's being made.
Yeah,
and I don't know.
Absolutely.
It's so weird because I'm just kind of. I mean, I grew up with Batman the animated series and all of this, and Batman Beyond is like, oh my god, it's my favorite. Anyway, but it's just kind of like, do you not see what we're getting? I guess I was lacking. I'm a Thundercat Silverhawks.
It was like you can see the hand holding the ship and it's going across the screen and you're like, oh, look at that.
Oh, this bad. But I don't know. I mean, I don't know what to say. I kind of want to just go, what are you doing, man? It's like we're getting some amazing stuff.
Yeah.
And oh my god, if they ever do Robotech, I'm gonna lose my mind. I'm just like,
yeah.
Oh my god, come to my funeral and just say, I'm so sorry Richard died. But he died happy. I'm like, come on. It's like we're getting stuff I never thought in my life.
I know.
That's
crazy. Because if you think about it too, like because ever since the pandemic, they slowed down with big like Hollywood blockbuster movies, and it feels like right now there's nothing really big coming out in movie theaters for the last month and few weeks. But if you look at TV, it's the biggest stuff we've ever seen. You know, I mean, these things could, like I said, you know, they could be coming out on movie theater screens because they're that well produced. You know, so it's really
they're absolutely scenic and beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a video game player, and they're like coming out with a new Dune freaking video game.
Wow!
Did y'all see it on? I put it on the
video game,
our Facebook website, and I'm just like
something about it. Yeah, like an open world Arrakis.
Can you imagine open world? Just anyway. I'm like, what? Where am I living? Because I was like that kid doing this, you know, and now I'm playing it, you know, and doing amazing things.
Yeah, Dune 2 is going to be so amazing.
But Joy, how about you? I mean, have you seen any of House of Dragon? None of it?
I am Groot.
Okay, that's okay. Gotcha. Got it. So, but how about this?
Yes.
Because I kind of was that person, unfortunately, that was just like, when we talked, you know, it's like, oh, I'm playing this game and this game, and I'm watching this. And I was like, really? And then I was like, was I a male chauvinist? Did I just do something absolutely just, you know, not awesome? And then, anyway, I just love that you do it. and that you have a passion for it, and it needs to happen more. And I want more women, girls, whoever, to embrace all this
Their
nerd
nerdiness.
culture. Because there's a lot of toxic men who
That's true.
think that they own it, and it's like this. You don't own anything. This is for all of us.
Like with Obi-Wan, that got pretty ugly. Obi-Wan.
Okay, I know we're not supposed to talk about it. I'll talk to my host later about it.
Whole other session.
How did y'all feel? Did you see this, Joy? Did you see Obi-Wan? Okay, John, how did y'all feel about it?
I mean, I really liked parts of it, and then parts of it, there are parts. It was a mixed bag for me, but there was a fan edit apparently that shortened it to a movie length, and apparently that's amazing.
Oh my goodness! Okay,
right? I'm getting all these nuggets. Thank y'all.
Well, Joy, come on, tell us how you feel. How do you feel about it?
I liked it. It's like anything new Star Wars. Oh, let me not say that. I don't like all of this Star Wars stuff.
Right. But
I'm like,
the new one, Andor, is going to be good.
Yes, I'm excited about that. No, but Obi-Wan, I liked it. I don't have any.
But like how they treated Reva, like the character. How do you feel about that? That is like a Black woman that went through trauma. How do you feel about that? I mean, how do you feel like? Holy shit! It's like, did they do a good thing or did they do a bad thing? Was it good that she, kind of gave in to Obi-Wan Kenobi? Because I've had people been like, oh, another white man savior type situation. And I'm like, it wasn't.
I didn't see it that way. I saw it more like we're actually going, she still has some humanity in there. And she's not completely, taken over by her anger and hatred. And
she stopped. She had PTSD, in my opinion.
No, but she's a Black woman, though, right? So I'm just like, I get it.
Yeah. I'm like,
no, I mean, I her more as it was like you wanted to love her, but you also knew you had to like not like her because she was like so twisted and dark. That fueled her. That kept her alive, right? That made her unstoppable.
But I knew something was off.
Yeah,
I'm like, why do we need to hate her this much?
I know. Yeah.
And the writing was that way, and I'm like,
yeah,
we need to hate her this much so we can love her afterwards.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So, I don't know, John. How do you?
I think you're right. I think the writing, especially for a character that's a Black woman, Disney's not just going to make her this evil, unapologetic woman. She's going to have a redemption arc at some point. So I was kind of waiting for it because, some of the scenes it was just like, why is she acting like that? Like why is she? Because it was almost like
it makes sense.
Yeah, it was intense, but she was great. I mean, she did an amazing job with it.
My only thing is like, why in the future we don't have therapy?
I know.
What's up with that? Is there no mental health?
It's like just put a patch. It's like we good. I'm good. Okay.
Like a download. Like, come on, y'all.
Well, it was just. I just think it was.
Save so many lives.
You ain't wrong, but anyway, it was just sad to me. It was sad. This was a beautiful Black woman who went through trauma. Mm-hmm. Do you think they told her story well? And I know it's off topic. It's been getting to me. I was like in a room talking to other like gay nerds, and they're just like, I'm like, really?
Wait, what were they saying? What was their problem?
Well, they were just like, why was she like that? She was angry this way as a plot point.
Right.
And I'm like, okay, but what were they trying to do with it? It's like, can we look beyond just a plot point and just say, okay, were they trying to do this with this Black woman who went through trauma?
Right.
Or is she just a means to an end? You know? And that was the argument.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I hope they were trying to say this Black beautiful woman went through trauma and she can be redeemed.
She overcame it. Yeah.
Wasn't there a whole lot of backlash about her even being cast in the role?
But they went after the actress.
Right.
Which is like this. Look, she's doing her job. Shut the hell up. Let her do what she do.
I love what Ewan McGregor did, though. He really stepped up to the plate.
I do too.
Yeah.
That was great. Yeah. Drew a line in the sand. Yeah.
But you have to do that. I mean, if you're, it's his show. I mean, it's basically his show.
Totally his show.
So
I think honestly, like, I think just if they let people of color tell their own stories, I think that will alleviate a lot of this stuff, because I think sometimes you can tell, like, oh, there was a writing room of white people who were like, oh, you know, let's have this Black character, and it's loaded with all of this like subtext and all this other stuff that it doesn't really need. Whereas if it's just from a Black voice, it'll automatically be infused with that perspective without having to
be real.
A weird plot device or like stick out in a weird way. So I just think it's about allowing people to tell their own stories and not like trying to appropriate or like write from somebody else's perspective that you don't really understand, but you're just trying to be woke or whatever without like actually allowing the people who are living that experience to tell their own story, you know? So you can tell, audiences can tell when that's happening, and they're savvy to that now. So
yeah, we're seeing more of that though too. Definitely. Have you all seen The Man Who Fell from Earth? Or Man Who Fell to Earth?
I haven't seen it yet.
I've seen the episodes. They got me jonesing, but I'm not trying to sign up for Showtime. So
no, it's.
But listen, y'all.
Like, oh wait, got it.
Yeah. I do love some Chewy. It's Chiwetel Ejiofor.
And it's like the whole, like the core cast, Black people, and you're just like, is this real life? And it's just beautiful.
I mean, I think like once we get into the Wakanda Forever Disney Plus show, now we're talking, right? Because then you're talking like Lord of the Rings level or House of Dragon level fantasy world with just like a whole black cast.
When it came out, when Black Panther came out, like the parties, we all came out. We got dressed to the nines.
That was my birthday.
It was so good.
It came out on my birthday, and I don't care, like all my friends, Black, white, whatever. Went there. I'm like this. I want one thing. I want all of y'all to see Black Panther.
Mm-hmm. So
what an amazing experience!
It was I mean, just to see all of that melanin.
Yeah.
Well, D23
I got no word.
D23 is coming out, and we're gonna find out about Star Wars, Marvel. I guess
Fantastic Four.
Yes, I hope.
Okay.
Yeah.
I really hope.
When is that?
The Fantastic Four?
No, the D23.
It's this weekend.
Oh, really?
Wow. Yeah. It's this weekend, so I can't wait.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for you to drop all the gems.
The announcements that are coming out. So it's like this stay on the Idol Musings of the Nerd Mind, because we're absolutely, I'm doing it. So they're on the honeymoon. We love them. By the way, fantastic wedding. It was so much fun.
Wow.
Love y'all, Matt and stuff. So anyway,
are we getting cut out?
I'm gonna cover it as much as I can.
Nice.
Yeah, without being a crazy person. So
I want to be full on. I want dancing in the streets, all of it.
I'm ready. I hear you. I see you. So, I'm ready. I'm ready for this because Marvel. I'm a huge Marvel. I don't care what people. They're just like, it's formula. I've been reading Marvel comic books since I was this sick.
Mhm.
So great. I like the formula. Let's keep going.
It works.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Anyway, unfortunately, we gotta wrap this up.
I'm not going.
Amazing people.
This flew by. This flew by so fast. It always goes by fast.
It always goes by fast.
And I wasn't worried. See, I was like, I ain't got nothing, y'all.
No, you got something. You contributed it. See, you did.
Yeah, no, you were awesome.
But so let's plug or say whatever you feel like you need to say right now. Let's just put that out there in the universe. So
I love you, Richard.
Okay, that's
likewise. I'm grateful for your support and for inviting us on to talk about a really good time to be a nerd. You know, we're so spoiled with all this, you know, these amazing, it's all art, you know, and it sparks conversation as it should. So, you know, I think all good art like we're getting now, no matter what the controversies are, it's just sparking conversations and we're learning and growing and that's the best you can ask for.
Yeah, thank you. We're learning from each other, and I'm loving that more and more. I'm seeing content creators and people, nerds of color, who are coming out there, and they're just like this. Guess what? We have a voice here too, and we want to see Black Lightning, or you know, whatever, you know, or it doesn't have to be that way, you know. But speak your truth.
Yeah.
Say who you are. And until we do that, as I feel people of color, then it won't happen if you stay silent because no one's going to speak for you.
Yeah.
Except for you.
Right.
You know, so you just, I don't know, you get out there, you do it. And John, what you're doing, I love it. I love it.
Yes, congratulations.
Thank you so much for sure. Sure. I'm doing my part for sure. And keep an eye out for America Infinity midterm this November. So.
I'm ready. I'm absolutely ready. I'm not sure if Joy knows what that is, but I'll catch you up, girl. I got you.
Please do.